Premedetatio Malorum. You are listening to The Competitor's Brain. This is episode number 8, and I am Lauren Fox. And I guess I didn't take 6 years of Latin for nothing. It's a dead language. It's not a language that you can speak, but at least I can pronounce the words in Latin. Premedetatio Malorum comes from the Stoic philosopher Seneca. Seneca wrote, "What is quite unlooked for," and he didn't write it in English, "what is quite unlooked for is more crushing in its effect, and unexpectedness adds to the weight of a disaster. There is a reason for ensuring that nothing ever takes us by surprise. We should project our thoughts ahead of us at every turn and have in mind every possible eventuality instead of only the usual course of events. Rehearse them in your mind. Exile, torture, war, shipwreck. All the terms of our human lot should be before our eyes." So it's easy to sit there and visualize what happens when everything is perfect. You're mowing guys down. They're walking back to the dugout. We can all do that. We know what that looks like. We know what that feels like. Or at least I hope you know what it feels like. But the thing that you need to really consider is, what are you going to do if a dude gets on base? What are you going to do if your shortstop kicks a ball? What are you going to do if, for example, any number of things that might complicate your existence? Now a runner's on base. You have to pitch out of the stretch. You don't feel as good as you ordinarily do. There are any number of things that can happen. You're not going to visualize all of them, but the concept that something might go wrong, and what are you going to do about it? The Stoic concept of premeditatio malorum, thinking of the bad things that could happen. In the case of getting to the ballpark, it's traffic. How are you going to get there if, and obviously Waze makes it easier, but the other ways you might get to the ballpark if you get stuck in traffic. Pitching with the bases loaded, how you're going to react to an error, how you're going to react if an umpire makes a bad call. Rehearse how you're going to react to that. And there are times for the guys who played with me years ago, me getting kicked out of a couple games. If I had thought about how I was going to react to some of the crazy calls, and realistically, some of them you can't necessarily rehearse exactly what's going to happen, but if you can react in an appropriate way, the outcome's going to be better. As Seneca would say, and this is from Ryan Holiday, the unexpected blows of fortune fall heaviest and most painfully, which is why the wise man thinks about them in advance. It's also impossible to prepare for or prevent something that you're unaware of. The Stoic doesn't see this act of negative visualization as pessimistic, but simply a feature of their self-confident optimism. I am ready to face anything that happens, and I'm also ready to do the work necessary now to ensure I don't waste energy on problems that could have been solved in advance. Companies have disaster recovery plans and contingency plans. So should you. Be ready to anticipate the issues that might befall you so that you can react just in case they happen.